Watching this horse ride today, I'd say the obedience and the rideability is 100% better than what it was when I saw you jump at Rectory Farm a couple of weeks ago. Just listening to you, riding through its body, and it's virtually back to where we had it when we went to Guernsey. This exercise here with the loops around each end is an ideal exercise for you to be able to improve the ride for when you want to go and jump fox hunters, because the turns at the end make the horse come up against the bridle and you're going to get the flying change. When you ask for the flying change, he goes stiff through the bridle and quickens up in his canter. Just make sure when you are doing these sort of exercises that you're riding at the same pace you would be if you were going around a course of fences, so then you get to activate the problems. What I tend to see from your point of view is when cantering over the poles, you've got a lovely controlled canter, but if those were two verticals at say 120 in a course of fences, you wouldn't be jumping at that speed. Then when you end up jumping them at 120, you end up wondering why you haven't got control at the end of each end of the school. Reason being is obviously because the canter is working at a less speed on your flat work. So in your flat work, make sure you're activating enough canter, enough impulsion, so you're getting down to the nitty gritty of the ride, so then he starts to run away with you, so then you can control him and get the rideability way to where you want it. When linking these three jumps together in a straight line, you can see that when you get the first cross pole too quick, you then end up getting yourself in trouble for the vertical coming out. When you pop the cross pole in control, then the vertical is in the right place coming out. When linking the two jumps through the turn, you can quite clearly see as you watch the video is when you've got your bum in the saddle and you've got control, you get a nice stride to the spread. When your bum's out the saddle as you come through the two guide rails and he's pulling at you, you end up getting on that stride which is very strung out and a long way away from the fence. Like I said to you in training, if you're going around a course of fences and this stride presented itself, there's no reason why you couldn't take that stride, but you wouldn't want that stride to appear at every fence, because then before you know it, you're going to be getting more strung out as you go around the course of fences. So ideally, you're looking for discipline as much as possible in training. And when you go through your related distances, that the horse keeps itself together with energy, sitting on its backside, waiting for you to ask the commandments. Not that he goes through those two guide rails, pulling his head down, which pulls you out the saddle. This, you've noticed, it occurs when around a course of fences. If we use Rectory Farm as an example, you land over a related distance. If you haven't got your bum in the saddle and got control within 3 strides, he pulls his head down, pulls you out the saddle, and before you know it, the next fence is going to be more awkward for yourself. After having our training session on Thursday, I was very pleased with what I felt when I sat on him. What you now need to do is get the confidence of riding with leg, so you get, as you put your outside leg on, he steps away from it. If you watch as you just canter down those 2 poles there, his bum is swinging towards the fence and he's not stepping away from the outside leg. Then the flying change is too busy through his body and he's not under control enough. What we're looking for as you go over these 2 poles, loads of outside leg. Get off the right rein. As you're cantering down here, look at your right hand is up and the horse is bent to the right. You want outside bend, outside leg, so the horse is 50-50 through its body and it's working off the outside rein. Not that it's going down there like a crab. With the flying change, you make a nice clear turn at the end and you make sure you're dead straight going up the centre line. The reason why you're dead straight up the centre line is so the horse works through its body again, 50-50. Not that it's on a diagonal line and you've just thrown it straight across onto the other leg and it hasn't really moved off the leg. What we're looking for here is obviously the horse to do a flying change, but also the obedience of when you put your leg on it, the horse steps off your leg. Not that when you put your leg on it, he swishes his tail and goes against you. So down here in your body, push your heels down, outside leg on, bend into the outside, but more importantly, get the bum to the inside, so really kick him across. If you asked enough of him, when you ask for the bum to come across, he might do like he did with me on Thursday, pull up and go very ignorant to the leg. That's why you've got to keep asking the question. That was a better line there with your change of leg, and you can see how he kicked out and retaliated to it. Now you're on the right rein, which is too much. You want outside bend there. You're still pulling on your right rein down here. Look at your hand. This exercise really highlights what I was going on about on Thursday with you. When linking the jumps together, we're looking for the consistency of the shape and dead straight through its body. That was very good over those three there in a straight line. You really corrected it and got him dead straight. Through the corner now, outside rein, outside leg, present yourself straight. That was a good stride. Then look to where you want to go. Don't bury your head because that's what gets you in trouble. And that was very good as well. Obviously the consistency level is up and down because there are jumps later on in the training session which you got wrong, but you just need to keep working at it until you get it the consistency level stronger. When you land over the yellow one, you should be looking to see where your next jump is, not burying your head under your hat. As you land over this vertical, you ride through on a straight line, look to where you jump. You can quite clearly see you looking down there and being unbalanced. You should be looking to where you want to go. Very good jump over the spread though. Those were 2 strides to the vertical and to the spread, which I call good quality jumping strides. The stride you had to the vertical in the middle of this combination, you knew it was 2 strides and you jumped in, did nothing about it, which caused the stop.